All right, welcome back. It's day 7. So today, once you open your gift, you will see the hues of blue, really pretty embellishments. So these embellishments come in white and cloud cover and misty moonlight and secret sea. And they're a really fun addition to projects that you've made. You could go back and if you wanted to add some to any of these, you definitely could. I might add a few like white ones on this one because I think that they will look really pretty. But if you want to leave these projects as you see, as you have them, then that's fine too. But I think that they are a really cute addition and are a lot of fun to play with. We do have another project today. So today is card number 4, and it is a fun fold. So you're gonna see this is gonna come down and this is gonna go back up. All right. So with this one, this is popped up on dimensionals. And you saw that wasn't super hard to do, but we're gonna need a few pieces of designer series paper for this one. So let's get our card out and everything. All right, we have, for this one, we are going to use a little bit of basic beige, which is one of the coordinating colors. So you've got some, you have a piece of basic beige, you have a piece of the Secret Sea, and you've got this as well, but we're going to need a few pieces of designer series paper from the pack. And so let's grab those. So we're going to use the big floral piece, which we haven't used yet, so that's fun. And then we're going to need the one that has a crosshatch, which is actually, I think, this one. It has the blue flowers on it, so we'll grab that. And then your this sample used a background stamp to do this pattern. I figured we don't have that, but I have it here, but you don't have it, or you might not. If you do, that's great. So I had a couple of choices to use for that background, and I think one of them is we could use something like this blue, or we could use the kind of white concrete looking piece. So I think we're going to use the white. We're going to do that one. Okay. So the pieces we're going to need for this, we're going to want, this paper is directional, so just FYI. So you're going to need a piece that's 5 1/4 by 4 for that back panel. So you're going to want to cut the 5 1/4, cut the long end first. I want more leaves, so I'm going to cut this piece. Some of the pieces have more, have more leaves than others, so you can kind of find the piece you want. We are going to need a piece that will sit in here really nicely. And this is, I cut this, but so we're going to want a piece that's like maybe, let's do 4. We'll do 4 by 2 3/4. It doesn't have to be directional, so we'll use the least amount of, paper possible. So 4, 2 3/4 by 4. So that's gonna sit nicely in there. So that looks good. And then we need a small piece for down here, and I think this was 2 3/4, right? So it'll be 2 1/2 by 4. All right, so this card folds a little differently than any of the cards you've had. The fold is actually going to be on the bottom, and then you're going to fold up and over like this. So this piece is going to be what gets this designer series paper. And then this panel is going to have the You're on My Mind and In My Heart. So we're going to stamp this. George, the Bull in the China Shop, has entered. All right, so we're going to stamp that in Secret C. If you wanted to stamp the little leaf, you could stamp that in Basic Beige. So I've got my leaf is here. There we go. So we've got that. Then we're going to go ahead and attach the designer series paper panel to the back. All right, so we've got that attached to the back. Now, when we come to attaching this panel, we are not going to, we're just going to attach it at the top, okay? So that this piece can then tuck in. So just be very careful. What's cool about that is it then does stand, which is kind of neat, because you wouldn't expect a card folded upside down to be able to stand. So we are going to work on building this. If you have a bone folder, I think bone folding both of these creases will help it to hold together and kind of stand the right way. So we're going to take our Secret C on our piece of Basic Beige. We're going to die cut that. And then we're going to stamp Sending Love on the front. I think we're going to use almost every single one of these stamps. I hope we do. I do like using all the stamps in a set. Makes me happy. All right. And this one, we're going to do the banner ends on both sides. So if you stamp it in the middle, that would be really good. If that's hard, then don't do it. And we're going to get our scissors. And we'll go ahead and cut in the middle and then cut from the corner to the middle and the corner to the middle. And then we'll do the same thing on the other side. We'll cut to the middle. I've got a bunch of junk on my scissors now. And we'll cut from the corner to the middle and the corner to the middle. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to kind of assemble this. So we're going to put some adhesive on here. We're going to pop this up with some dimensionals. Again, I think some mini dimensionals. If you have some of the little bar dimensionals, you could use that as well. I think it kind of just depends on, you know, what dimensionals you have. I've got probably more minis somewhere here too. I have a bunch of like left over. Oh, here's a couple extra guys. So you can kind of figure out, you know, where you can stick some so that this looks, you know, fully supported. I'm gonna do that. We're gonna put that on our panel. I do like using the basic beige. I think it's really nice. I'm going to adhere this with glue, but then I'm also going to put a dimensional under this one corner. And originally this was made with the banner punch, but it's back ordered right now. So we're not going to worry about that. We're just going to make our own banners. We're big kids. We can do that. All right. And then we're going to put this down with a panel here. So I'm probably going to just use one of these long edges. If you have our adhesive strips, we have adhesive that comes in like long strips. And so that's a great option as well. We also have adhesive strips that come in a lot of our kits and stuff. And so sometimes if you have extras of those. So I'm going to do 2 bars at the top though, because I want to make sure this doesn't, I have a feeling it would be a high tension point, and so I don't want it to like come off the, like I don't want the card to break. So I'm going to do 2 bars at the top. Okay. So now I'm ready to put this on my front. And try to center it up as best you can. And now the card will open. Isn't that cool? It's a neat card, really fun fold, and I hope you love it. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Moving on to, I've lost track of where we are and what day it is, but I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, y'all. Bye-bye.